Hey, everybody, welcome to a special episode of No Vacancy Live. Not live, pre-recorded, but we're still calling it No Vacancy Live. What are you going to do? We're doing this on the show floor at AAHOA, but as you're watching this, you probably have your great memories of Baltimore that you're thinking about in your life. But today we're here. I'm very excited because I've got with us Mr. Chris Guimbellot, President and CEO of Hospitality International. Chris, man, it's been too long since I got to see you. How you been?
I've been great. I think it's been since Atlantic City, pre-pandemic.
Yeah, definitely Atlantic City pre-pandemic. I remember having a great time speaking to your organization and stuff like that. I believe we were at the Golden Nugget, right?
The Nugget, yes, sir.
That was a lot of fun. I love Atlantic City. I got to go there last summer. I'm going there again this summer. But I'm also excited about what you guys are up to at HI Hotels. So what's going on with you? Scottish Inns, Red Carpet Inn, Master Host Inn, Downtowner Inns, Passport Inn, all that kind of stuff.
Listen, we're having a great year.
Yeah.
One of the big things that we're working on now is we're relaunching our preferred guest program, the incentive card rewards. It'll be launched in May. I guess we're announcing it here on your show, actually.
Yeah, baby.
And so we're going to have more features built in for guests, including a larger discount as well as late checkout and early check-in.
Awesome. That's really convenient. I love the early check-in, the late checkout, because I think it's really responsive to how people are living their lives. I always thought it's weird where you have to check in at this time and check out at that time because flights don't work that way, schedules don't work that way. How are you going to be able to pull that off at your individual properties to make sure that stuff still gets done and the rooms are flipped and all that kind of stuff?
Well, obviously, it's going to be subject to availability, right? So if the franchisees can accommodate it, then we're absolutely going to try to do it that way, for sure.
And that makes sense, particularly with some of the housekeeping issues now. Some hotels are like just saying, we're not going to clean those rooms on Wednesday or Thursday. So it becomes like, who cares when they're coming and going, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So what's going on with your franchising efforts and stuff? Where are you these days? What's new? What's happening?
Yeah, so, one of the things that I noticed coming out of 2021 is that there were a lot less people sort of flipping brands than there would be in previous years. But one of the things that I did notice, and one of the things that I was excited about, is our attrition is essentially nil, which means that while there's a lot of sales and people selling their hotels and things, no one is actually leaving our brand because of anything that we did or anything like that, which was a big sort of aha moment on our side, which is wonderful.
That is really wonderful. How's it been since I haven't seen you in a good couple of years since pre-pandemic? What was that like for you? I know, personally it was tough on all of us, but rethinking how you're going to move ahead with the business, because one of the things that we've been positing here on the show day after day after day is the great reset, chance to try new things, chance to, throw out all the old rules. So how are you rethinking your business operations beyond what we've already just discussed?
It's interesting. I think the thing that we learned the most is that the franchisees are still looking for help, right? They're still looking to their franchisor for assistance in procuring things and design ideas and enhancing revenue and partnering with other vendors and things like that. And, we'd like to think sometimes that, they've moved beyond some hand-holding, but the bottom line is that, they really need a lot of the help that we provide, and a lot of the other systems aren't simply providing that help, and we are.
Right, yeah. I find that right now there's this weird schism that's happening between the hotel operators and the franchise brands there. So it gives you a good opportunity to come in and do things a little bit differently. So that probably means you haven't lost any staff, probably means expanding the staff to have a little bit more touch points too, as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we just brought in a rock star for both our sales and our AMP support team. Her name is Kimberly Midkiff. She's working in the Southeast, and she comes with us to us with an incredible background with some of the larger franchise organizations out there. And one of the things that we do a little bit differently from the others is that the role is a dual role. It's not just a salesperson who signs a contract and walks away. This is the sales and the AMP person. So the person that signs the contract is going to be the one that supports the property over the long haul. And those relationships, they just get better from the word go.
That's interesting. I've never heard of that type of relationship before. So how does that work, though? Because it sounds, for me, the unexperienced, it sounds a little bit tricky. How do you close deals and then keep making those people happy without moving on to do you lose that time to do more deals? So how do you make it work so everyone finds success with that kind of relationship?
I think the interesting thing is that what it allows for is it prevents the salesperson from selling something that you don't want into the system. Right. Because, a lot of times if it's just a straight commission play, then they could sell something that may not be right for you. But when the salesperson knows that they're going to have to end up supporting that same property, then they're more apt to get a better property. And
Right.
to be quite honest, it was something I was a little nervous about when we started the program, but we found that it hasn't affected sales, not one iota. In fact,
Right.
it's built better relationships, so we're more apt to get some more referrals, so we're less likely to have to run out and do cold calling.
That is excellent. I love that concept. You've been now president since what, September? Presidency since September of 2020.
September of 2020, yeah.
But you've been with the company a lot longer, right?
Exactly.
You were kind of, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what you were doing is you were dipping your toes in. You know, you still have your other businesses, and then you got really excited about the hospitality industry and went all in, right?
I did. It's interesting because I was up in New York doing my New York thing, and then the opportunity presented itself in hospitality, and I thought about it, and I realized how excited I truly was to take this opportunity. Over the last several years, I had worked with the previous president to change out some of the staff and get some better people into the building, and I was just so extraordinarily excited to work with those people. I just jumped right on board, and I've been full bore ever since.
That's really cool. So, over the next couple of years, how do you think you want to continue to refine things and move things forward so you become much more of a household name when people are discussing franchises like some of the other companies that are here at this particular conference?
Sure. I mean, what we've decided on, we had an annual summit where we brought the entire staff in, and we, looked at our goals and looked at 2022 and the
that was just a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, down in February in Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we decided is, while we're pro-growth minded, we're not going to be a growth at any cost company.
Right.
So we don't want to be the franchisor that accepts a bunch of hotels and then eventually gets to some sort of threshold and then has to kick a bunch of them out.
Right.
So we've decided for quality growth as opposed to growth at any cost. And that's something that I was interested to find that the entire staff was basically on board with, because they basically all agreed, hey, we're looking for quality here. We want these brands to be synonymous with quality, and that's what we're shooting for.
So that's really interesting, because what you've done is you've taken out the commission that then allows people to focus on those properties that make the most sense without having that pressure of, if I don't get XYZ number of deals, I'm gone. It could lead to bringing to the table properties that aren't going to fit right.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like I said, I was a little bit leery at first, but I haven't had anything come to the table that I was at all suspicious about. And the things that are coming to the table now are more quality than we've ever had. So it's really actually gone the exact opposite of what you might have thought that it would do. Sure.
That's pretty fascinating. So how many properties are within the system right now?
225.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. It's split evenly throughout your 5 brands, or is there one that's a little bit more heavy on?
Red Carpet and Scottish Inns, but Scottish Inn has had extraordinary growth in the Texas market. There's somewhere around 40 to 50 of them at this point. Absolutely. And we've got a fantastic sales/amp person down there, and we're really growing the heck out of it down there.
That's pretty impressive, man. So tell us a little bit about each of the brands and what they stand for as far as you're concerned with at HI Hotels.
Sure. Red Carpet Inn has been around for 60 years. It was reserved for more sort of above mid-scale restaurants, etc. At this point, some of those things have gone away a little bit, and it's become more of a regional brand in the Northeast. Scottish Inn has always been the select serve brand of choice for our properties, and it's historically been a Southeastern brand because it was founded in Tennessee, but they've been exploded all over the country. And then the other 3 brands are Passport Inn, Master Host, and Downtowner. Passport and Downtowner are typically limited services brands. Downtowner, by virtue of the name, is typically a more downtown located property. Passport can pretty much be anywhere. And then Master Host has always been reserved for resorts and larger type properties.
Very interesting. Thank you again for the primer. Everybody caught up on that. So what are you most excited about now going forward? Now that you've been through the real rough times, what are you excited about? Where do you see the most opportunity for you folks?
It's interesting. I realized the other day that I've never been more excited about any position I've ever held in my life than I am right now about this position with this team. And I have to tell you, and it all comes out of meeting with the team down in Florida, and it's the passion and the care that our team has for our franchisees. So our entire mantra, it's not growth at any cost. It's personalized service to the franchisees to allow them, to run a good operation without too much interference from us, but at the same time providing the help and the support that they need to achieve their goals. And that's the passion that I wake up with every day.
Right. And that is really awesome. Chris, anything else we need to know about what's going on with you guys over at HI?
There's one thing that I totally forgot to mention, and
yes.
that's on our incentive card
Right.
program and it's actually it's the largest feature, and that is we partnered with a company called Access Development, and what they do is they provide deals and incentives to traveling guests to get things like coupons to restaurants and theme parks and attractions. And the whole point is that being a select serve brand, you know, we don't have the points type systems that a lot of the other large brands do, but what we wanted to do is provide guests with something that they need while they're traveling and a tangible benefit to them at sort of the point of sale. And partnering with Access has absolutely done that for us. And we think that it's going to really increase the membership in the program.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Chris. Really appreciate you being here. And we'll see you guys next time in another special episode of No Vacancy Live.